Good morning, good afternoon. Arsenal has made contact with Galatasaray. The French defender SACHA BOEY, Arsenal has made contact with them, and the Turkish team is willing to sell SACHA BOEY to Arsenal for 17 million plus. So everybody's waiting now to see if Arsenal can get that deal through. He's a fullback defender, and very, very experienced, even with his young age. He's 23 years old. He has Champions League experience. He has played for them in the Champions League, and he has served very well. So Boeey Sacha is the latest on the list now, which now newspaper reports yesterday says that Arsenal has already made contact with Galatasaray. Fingers crossed, he might be an Arsenal player. I also want to quickly give us an update on all our midfielders that we have. For those who don't know the update on them, now we have two midfielders who have just 6 months left on their contract. Jorginho and Eneni. And with Jorginho, he has 1 year extension which we can activate to continue. Arteta sees him as just not a player like that. He's a leader and well experienced, and it calls on him to pass his message through when it comes to tactics and leadership. So his role is really extended, and also is very skillful. But for Eneni, it's already being courted by, like I told you, in Turkey now. So he might go, but Jorginho, we see him still staying for at least 1 year. Jorginho is 32 years old now. So that's an update on 2 of them. Now, the call for a striker for Arsenal has increased so loud that from my house, even here in London, they can hear it at the Emirates. So meanwhile, Arsenal is planning to redefine their midfield, to energize it and put some more life into it. The duo of Declan Rice and Kai Havertz cost about £170 million. And although Havertz is now finding his feet, bearing all criticism against him, Arteta is not satisfied. That is why rumors of a Zubimendi or Amadou Onana and Douglas Lewis of Aston Villa is still very, very loud. So we don't know if he's going to follow through any of those ones because of the consistent problem that Partey is going through, not of his own making, his injury record. So we are just hoping that Partey is fit to continue the good work he has started. And now we quickly move to the fact that Fabio Vieira, who is last on the list but not the last, is £34 million buy, which we can say is still finding his feet. You see, so out of all those who have called, the only stabilizing factor out of all those midfielders is Declan Rice. In his first season, he has, I would say, he's scored over 80%. He has no injury. He's fit, energetic. Yes, he had 1 or 2 lapses, especially when we play West Ham. I don't know whether it's emotion always affecting, but those other matches we've played, he's been very strong. So that's an update on our midfielders. Also, on the issue of a striker, the Evening Standard has described what Arteta said in a press conference. They mentioned it to be that Arteta feels that our calls, Arsenal fans' calls for a new striker is unrealistic in quotes. And he feels that the reason why our players are not firing at full cylinder is psychological. I don't think everybody will agree with that. Most people rather will agree with that. So Arteta feels it's psychological. We feel there's a change. There's need for a change to get a new prolific striker. Arteta feels it's psychological. Where do we go from there? Where our coach, who is the third eye, is supposed to see the problem, he does not see the problem. How can we help him, those of us who are fans, who are not employed to do the job? He has daily contact with the players. He trains them in Arsenal training ground. So it's big confusion going on there. How on earth can almost every pundit see that we don't have bite? Even we as Arsenal fans, we have described in various forms, even statistics from our wingers and strikers show that they are blunt tools rather. And our coach still feels psychological. What is appealing for now is that fans should encourage them so that they can be confident to score. He gave example of how they perform in Liverpool match. You see, and yet they did not score goal anyway. That's the other part is fair to say. How can you labor so much, plant, time of harvest, a field that is like 10 acres, you can only get one acre of produce from your cocoa farm, and you say it's psychological. So let's hope that he sees the light at the end of the tunnel, so that this transfer window generally will not be wasted. We can at least get one striker to add to what we have, so that by the time we are building up their psychology and bringing back their confidence, the striker would have finished scoring the goals we want. That's on Arteta anyway. You remember in our last video yesterday, we mentioned that Arsenal should go for Alexander Isak of Newcastle, considering the financial loss that Newcastle has entered, and they will be unable to buy players this transfer window, and because of that, Rio Ferdinand, former Man U player, a legend of Man U, has also lent his voice to say that Arsenal should buy Isak, which we recommended to on this channel some 2 days ago before he even mentioned it. So the call for a striker for Arsenal is so loud. Even ex-footballers know. They are saying it, they are recommending it, but Arteta is just not acting on it. So I just wanted to quickly point that in addition to what was said concerning the strikers. Now, another story making the round yesterday was the fact that NottinghamForest and Everton apparently have been referred to the Independent Commission to assess a punishment they might be given. 6-point deduction and or fine. So from the look of things now, you know that Everton has already had 10 points deduction from breaking FFP rules. This one now, so this one now is profitability and sustainability rules, which is you don't make a loss more than 35 million every year. In total, in 3 years, it should not be more than 105 million. And but clubs like Chelsea have gone away with it because there's amortization, which is when you refer to players as assets in quotes. So you could spread the payment over years. That's why you find contracts that Chelsea had for some of their players are close to 8 years, 5 years, and all that. That's how they dodged that rule. But for teams like NottinghamForest and Everton, the past financial year, they just submitted their accounts for 31st December, not long. So that's where they have been hammered. Now, people have been wondering what will be left of Everton. Everton will be going to like 17th on the table if that rule is applied. The one they committed on FFP rules, they are yet to see the appeal, through. Nottingham Forest bought over 40 players in this period of time, and they have also been hammered by the profitability and sustainability rule. So we are watching to see how they will come out of it. But when I mentioned this thing last time concerning Man City, somebody in his comment also said I was jealous because I'm an Arsenal fan. People are wondering how long does it take for the Premier League to sit if they just say they want to take Man City as a job 1 month? Won't they be able to finish the 100 charges that they have been accused of or alleged to have committed? So Man City is there winning titles, winning matches. They have not been punished. They are being ignored. Everything is there. Lowly, Everton on the table is being hammered. Nottingham Forest is being hammered. Chelsea is there. Chelsea have escaped the rules through amortization or whatever tactics they have used to escape the rule. Almost spent 1 billion. Everton, who had issues during COVID period, everybody knew how difficult it was for companies to survive. I'm sure some companies folded up that period. They are now being dealt with. So the rule, in my opinion, has to be fair and seen to be justly applied. Man City is overdue for a review or for a judgment. They should do something quickly, the Premier League board, so that they will have their respect in the eyes of every footballer, in the eyes of every team and club owners. They should come out with the decision for Man City latest next month, so that this thing can be seen to be just and fair. Don't just hammer teams that are not so financially strong, that are not financially strong to compete, and they are still struggling to compete with clubs like Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and as if that's not enough, you are still hammering them with rules here and there. Anyway, I just thought I should bring that to your attention. And on a final note, we're still watching Arsenal to see if they will buy a striker. We'll continue to mention it on this channel till they hear us. Like, share, and subscribe. Do not walk past. This is GunnersLoversTV. I'm your host, Augustine. Jesus Christ loves you. By the way, guys, I have a music channel which I will put the link for all of you to go and if you want to listen to music. So I'm into music too. I play the keyboard and I sing, and I have 1 or 2 albums which, if you want to listen, you get the link on this channel below, and you can enjoy yourself with that while after you listen to watch our videos. See you in the next video.